It's working, I think. Okay, guys, welcome back to your Outlawed, Grimerica Outlawed show. This week we got Fox Guards, Henhouse, and Blood Boy, a roundup style show coming at you on this. I guess it's Saturday, February 7th.
Yep.
A beautiful February 7th. And around here, I don't know if the groundhog saw a shadow or not, but it's like high teens, 17, 18.
Yeah, it's pretty nice here too. I was looking at the weather forecast and it's all like just barely below zero or just barely above zero for the next couple of weeks. So I don't know. February seems pretty calm so far because that can be the worst month sometimes. So hopefully
Yeah,
we
it's
don't
the
have a
last
freezing cold March.
bad month. So
Yeah.
March doesn't get freezing cold. Freezing cold in March is like minus 15, you know? So we'll see how it goes. But here we're like +8, man. +8, +9 for the next 7 or 8 days. Beautiful weather. And no wind. I mean, that's the real nice part is usually it's crazy windy when it gets warm like this, but it hasn't been too windy. So
That's good.
very enjoyable winter so far. I mean, it sounds like the East guys are paying for it.
Yeah.
They're
Some
paying for
polar
our
vortex action happening.
They're
out
paying
east.
for our good weather. I thought I actually had a polar vortex
Clip.
clip of some sort here, but now I can't find it.
Well,
So
it's funny. I forgot to address last week the Clarios. Like we played that clip of somebody talking about the Carney bringing in 49,000 EVs or whatever, and people were like, oh, and they make Clarios makes batteries, and Brookfield owns Clarios, and so everybody's now that you've got these little shorts posting all over Instagram. There's a bunch of arguments happening, and so yeah, we should probably just take one on the chin from that. Yeah, we should probably double check it a little bit more just to make sure. But yeah, Clarios makes all kinds of batteries, and it's not necessarily like gonna do any better because these EVs come over from China.
what? It doesn't matter. I mean, it's
What do you
still
mean it doesn't matter? It's not the main. They're not. It's not like that type of battery, right? They're just low voltage batteries. It's not EV batteries or anything like that, right? It's low voltage batteries that are used in all kinds of cars, right? It's one of the bigger battery dealerships in the world. So the point being that I just don't agree with the subsidies and stuff like that. Like the government shouldn't be involved in that level of. I think that's my main thing, right?
so are you reading the comments? Sounds like you're reading the comments.
Well, I was a little bit. Yeah, I was trying to. I'm just trying to interact with the new fucking virality that you're creating here. I don't know. What should we do? I mean,
Ignore.
Well, aren't you supposed to like comments and stuff so that it builds? Like, aren't you supposed to be somewhat involved?
No,
What?
not involved. You just gotta if people want to interact with us, they can do so in the chats, grimerica.ca/chats. That's
Well,
the
there was
place.
some great arguments about climate, about energy and climate change and all that. So, I mean, it was
I mean,
mainly other people's argument.
that clip got 150,000 views. You can't get involved in that.
It got 150,000 views
Yeah, was that like 125? I think the last
on
time.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Well, no wonder why we got such a.
Yeah, so you can't because there's gonna be like a bunch of good ones and then a few pricks, and you're just gonna notice all the pricks.
Well, no, I'm fine with that. I didn't get triggered. I was just like, I just want to make sure that we're somewhat accurate. I don't want to be just, presenting misinformation. That's all.
We just played a clip.
I know.
How do you know they're accurate?
What?
How do you know their argument is accurate?
What? Because I researched it. That's why That's why I'm taking it on the chin and doing a make good here. Because I fucking researched it and followed through with it.
But they make the batteries for the cars in China.
Well, they make batteries for all the cars all over the world. It's like one of the top battery makers in the world for all the cars. So it doesn't matter if we have EVs or regular cars in here.
Even the regular cars. So they make like the battery in my car.
Yeah.
Like my interstate battery.
Yeah. It's all
my Motormaster.
Yeah, probably. That's probably Clarios made.
Something tells me that's not what Brookfield is owns a company for, you know?
Well, no, they do all kinds of different batteries as well, right? I mean, they're
What kinds? Car batteries?
yeah.
Chinese car batteries? Anyway, yeah, the polar vortex it's a nothing burger, but it was just an article. It's not really fit for the show. But I was just talking about how the polar vortex isn't acting how it's supposed to.
Oh, you mean they can't predict the polar vortexes, but they can predict the weather of our climate?
Yeah. I mean, really, what do they think they can predict when they've only been measuring the weather over here for 100 years? Anything like outside of that is just sort of hearsay. And then anything outside of like 400 years is nobody knows. It's a very like extremely short-sighted cycle of anything to be looking at. I mean, I had a clip. I don't think I have the clip for this either, but someone had put a clip in our chats about the Idaho winter 77 years ago, where a bunch of people died and they ran out of coal and it snowed for 3.5 months straight.
Remember when those guys got stuck fishing? Is that the one where those guys got stuck out there
fishing?
You played it a while back.
Well, that was duck hunting. That was in Michigan.
Oh, okay. That was different.
That was duck hunting in Michigan. Yeah. I mean, they've got the same weather as us this year, but it just seems like part of the cycle. You know, I wouldn't argue it's strange. I don't know if it's strange. Ask me in 300 years if it's strange. We've got like maybe 1,000, even 1,000 years seems like nothing. Like cataclysms aside and all of that, it just seems like everything's changing all the time.
Yeah. Can I go back to the EVs for a sec? Do you think it's got anything to do with the fact that our Canadian pension fund invested like $600 million in Chinese EVs?
Yeah, that pension fund thing's not going to end well, it doesn't seem like, huh? When do you get your pension?
Well, I guess I could start taking it in 5 years, 4 years.
I wonder if it'll last that long. You'll be a pension podcaster.
Yeah, I'll do it too. I mean, I'm going to do it as soon as I can, early as I can. 60. As soon as I turn 60, I'll take the other one.
Right at it, right? Yeah, you better.
Well, some people only get. I don't want to name names and stuff, but I know somebody who just got it, and they get like $250 a month or something, $260 a month.
Ooh, there you go. That'll cover your gas, maybe, if you don't go far. Well, let's get started with this. I don't know if you've seen this going around. I want to know if you. Well, I guess you can tell me if you think this is true or not.
I just had him up on my screen, so I'll close mine down.
This guy, the Antarctica guy with the backpack Starlink.
Yeah.
I need a backpack.
Oh, look, he's got it right there on his
backpack. I wonder if. So where did he? How do you get to Antarctica without telling anyone? You just sail there, I guess, right? Fuck it, we're sailing. We're stopping here.
Yeah. Where's all the ice? That's what I don't know.
Well, it'd be the like middle of summer there right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be the equivalent. I mean, it's a couple. I guess it's almost the equinox, but so it'd be like August. It'd be like our August.
IRL on Antarctica, boys. IRL on Antarctica.
Hello.
How's it going?
Not that good. So you have a Starlink?
Yeah.
Okay, it's confiscated. You will receive it on the way back.
You can't use it on the land?
Say again?
Can't use it on the land?
No.
Okay. They checked it in biosecurity yesterday and they didn't have a problem with it going on, but you're the captain, so it's all yours.
Okay. You will receive it in the end of the day. Okay.
Okay, cool.
It's not such devices. They're not anything that is related to the internet connection, cybersecurity is completely forbidden.
Really? So no one's allowed to have a Starlink?
Nope, not even a single piece of paper.
Really? On land?
That is not secure.
Not even a piece of paper.
Like all of I'm just asking questions. I'm not arguing with you. For all of Antarctica?
Yeah.
Okay.
For all available for all ships. It's not only this ship, all the ships around, and especially this one. We have cybersecurity. We have forces to follow. Unfortunately, we cannot let you.
Right, bring it on land.
Yeah.
And that's for every ship in Antarctica?
Yeah, for everybody.
Okay.
But our procedures, they are very strict, and such devices, they are not allowed, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. That's fine. Thank you for informing us. I apologize if there was any issue. I just didn't I didn't see any problem with it like online when I was researching and stuff, but you're the captain.
Okay.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
What do you think? Real? Real or not real?
Yeah, it seems real. I don't know what a piece of paper has to do with cybersecurity, but you can't even have a piece of paper that's
It's
connected to
it's
the
in-
internet.
in case you draw a picture.
So in other words, I guess he's on a ship that's doing it, and they were just on shore, and he bounced out his.
Yeah, it seems like it's, I told you I was watching those shipwreck shows. And one of them was like an Antarctic cruise liner. So I guess you can just they were like planning to go to this island, that island, and just go to Antarctica. So I guess you can just go there.
I was thinking about you because there was a big expensive yacht went down recently. Bezos's yacht, I think.
Bezos' yacht crashed?
I think one of these guys' yachts went down.
Like sunk proper?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just glanced over it, but
In the middle of nowhere? Or?
I don't know. I'll try and find it here because I know you're kind of freaked out about ships and sinking.
Well, I'm not freaked out. It doesn't affect me, whatever, because I'm not a sailor. Remember your cousin that used to listen to the show was a sailor.
Oh yeah, no, he was like a what's the one below the captain, like first mate
First
or
officer, first mate.
officer.
Is he still doing it?
I think so. Yeah, they were laying cable across the ocean and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, let's go to the Darshakrana on Twitter.
Oh, I like this guy. I like this guy on Twitter.
1921, this man returned from a 39-day trance with proof of universal laws. He sent his discoveries to 500 scientists, but 499 laughed except Tesla. Wasn't Tesla already gone by then? When did Tesla? Why? Oh, he said, lock it in a vault for 1,000 years. Humanity isn't ready. Why? His findings changed the way you see reality. Walter Russell was no ordinary man. He was a sculptor, a painter, a musician, a scientist. He believed we are not separate from the universe. We are the universe, just in human form. This belief would soon shake the world. In May 1921, Walter entered a deep trance. For 39 days, he barely ate or drank. He claimed his consciousness traveled to the source of all knowledge. When he awoke, he started writing frantically. The information pouring out of him seemed endless. Walter compiled what he called the Universal One, a manuscript revealing the true nature of reality. He sent it to the top 500 minds of his time, physicists, mathematicians, inventors. Most dismissed it as madness, but Tesla saw something else. Nicholas Tesla wrote back to him, lock it in a vault for 1,000 years. Mankind is not ready for it yet. What did Walter discover that scared even Tesla? Discovery 1, the universe is a thought. Walter claimed matter is not solid. It is light slowed down by thought. Everything you see is crystallized light. Remember Sheldrake was talking about frozen light too? Reality is not built from atoms, but ideas. Discovery 2, all energy is rhythmic. Nothing is static. Everything pulses, breathes, vibrates. Even solid walls are just frozen waves. Understanding this wave rhythm is key to mastering energy. Discovery 3, duality is an illusion. Good and evil, light and dark, life and death. All are two sides of the same coin. The universe is seeking balance, not conflict. Discovery 4, matter is born from light. Walter describes atoms as spiraling light compressed into form. When compression ceases, matter vanishes. Death is simply the release of trapped light. Discovery 5, the true nature of electricity. Walter claimed mainstream science misunderstood electricity. It is not a simple flow of electrons. It is a living, breathing spiral of energy. Harnessing it correctly could unlock limitless power. Is this him, you think? Should I play this?
Well, that looks like Walter Russell, I think.
That's what we're talking about.
Electricity is the servant of the God mind.
This is AI.
That's all AI. Yeah. Tesla died in 43.
Oh. Discovery 6, space is not empty. Space is a living sea of potential energy. It gives birth to all matter. Tapping into cosmic sea would make scarcity obsolete. Discovery 7, health is a rhythm. Walter believed disease is a disruption of the body's natural rhythms. Restore the rhythm and you restore health. This hinted at future medicine beyond drugs and surgery. Discovery 8, time is a spiral, not a straight line. Past, present, future coil around each other. Everything that ever was and will be exists now. Discovery 9, the mind creates reality. Your beliefs, thoughts, and emotions shape your world. Change your mind and you change your life. This was not philosophy to Walter. It was literal physics. Discovery 10, humanity's destiny is cosmic. Walter saw humans not as fallen sinners, but as cosmic beings. Creators meant to rise beyond survival to sculpt reality consciously. Walter's work was buried for decades, too radical and too threatening. But now, as science edges closer to energy fields, quantum mechanics, and consciousness studies, his ideas are resurfacing. So anyway, some call him the forgotten Da Vinci. I never heard that. I never heard anyone call him that. Did you?
No.
Seems crazy.
I like it, though. I like his work. It's really good.
Yeah, I got another one from him. Should I do it?
Sure.
About Ingo Swann. Ingo Swann? Is it Ingo Swann?
Yeah, it might be. Well, I've got one about one of the remote viewers, Lynn Buchanan.
Well, that'll follow this up nicely. It says you're hosting. Oh, we're hosting? Are we hosting? We're hosting. Well, look, it says live on X.
Yeah, because we're live on X, yeah.
Interesting. In 1973, this man learned to exit his physical body. He mentally traveled to Jupiter and described its rings. 6 years later, NASA's Jupiter or Saturn? NASA's Voyager confirmed every detail he reported. The CIA immediately classified it. But what he discovered about consciousness will terrify you. His name is Ingo Swann, an artist from Colorado with no science background, but he had one unusual skill. He could leave his body at will. Ingo called it remote viewing. Scientists called it impossible until they tested him. Ingo worked with researchers from the Stanford Research Institute. They gave him random geographic coordinates. He described the locations in real time from thousands of miles away with eerie accuracy. Mountains, buildings, even underground bunkers. When they pushed the limits, what if we gave him coordinates in space? Ingo agreed. The target, Jupiter. This was 1973. NASA's Pioneer 10 had just flown by, but much about Jupiter was still unknown. What Ingo described next stunned them. Here's a little clip from Joe Rogan.
So we did an experiment again with Ingo Swann, who is such a really top level remote viewer, to view Jupiter, planet Jupiter, before the flyby, before the NASA flyby.
Stop clip.
So he did, and he described.
So was the flyby when we discovered Jupiter has rings, or is that what he's going to say? Is that he's going to describe Jupiter having rings?
I guess so. I just discovered this. So
Jupiter the way anybody might, red spot and all that kind of stuff. But he said, but there's a thin ring around Jupiter. I wonder if I went to Saturn by mistake, but I really see a ring around Jupiter. Nobody knew about any ring around Jupiter. Carl Sagan happened to come by in the lab and said, "Oh, what do you think of this? We got this result." He said, "Ring around Jupiter? That's nonsense. There's no." But when the NASA flyby finally got there, it turned out there was a ring, a small ring around Jupiter.
There you have it. The thin atmosphere made of hydrogen, helium, and crystals, gigantic storms and lightning, mountains rising from the surface. Scientists dismissed the rings as fantasy until 1979. In 79, Voyager 1 flew past Jupiter. It found faint rings exactly where Ingo said. chemical composition matching his description, massive volcanic activity on Io, Jupiter's moon, as he had predicted. Suddenly, his fantasy was science. NASA stayed silent, but the CIA didn't. They classified Ingo's Jupiter session and invited him to work on top secret programs codenamed Stargate, used remote viewing for espionage during the Cold War. For the next 20 years, Ingo worked with physics and military intelligence officers. They spied on Soviet nuclear facilities, Chinese missile tests, and hidden underground structures, all without leaving the room. Billions were poured into the program. Man, it must have been a pretty nice room. But here's the part they didn't tell the public. Ingo's travels weren't limited to planets. He claimed to access other dimensions. He describes non-human intelligences and civilizations existing alongside us, but invisible to our senses. This terrified the CIA. Should I play this clip?
Yeah, sure.
At first, the CIA agents.
No. Ingo said consciousness wasn't bound by space or time. Your mind is not brain. It's in the consciousness, and it's part of a universal field. Remote viewing, he believed, was just a side effect of what we really are. Limitless awareness temporarily wearing a body. He warned if humans understood the true reach of their consciousness, governments could never control them. The ability to leave the body meant no prison could hold you, no secret could hide from you, and no war could be truly hidden. The CIA's own declassified documents, released in 1995, confirmed remote viewing produced actionable intelligence. Ingo's Jupiter data was on record. Stargate existed for over 2 decades. And yet the program was shut down publicly. Why? Some say it was because accuracy rates varied. Others believe it went deeper, far beyond spy games, that Ingo discovered something about reality so dangerous it could not be revealed. He hinted at it in his notes before he died in 2013. According to Ingo...
Stop clip. This kind of fits in with my...
It's not a clip.
I know, I'm just... It kind of fits in with my theory about the CIA and like kind of what Marty talks about. What's his he kind of wrote a series of podcasts about this reality being so strange. I can't remember what he called it, but that they knew about all this stuff back then, and that was one of the reasons why they had to just keep all this stuff hidden from us, because of can't give us too much power. It kind of fits right in with that theory.
According to Ingo, the physical world is a training ground. We are here to learn to use consciousness consciously. When we do, we can step outside the simulation at will. And then the game changes. Think it's science fiction? Remember, the CIA funded psychic research for 20 years. NASA confirmed his Jupiter data, and physics still can't explain consciousness. And yet we're told to believe it's all coincidence. Ingo Swan's story forces one question. If the mind can travel to Jupiter, what else can it do?
I like it. Nice one. Okay, I'll play this one I've been saving up here. Kind of. This is Lynn Buchanan, one of the other more prominent, powerful, credible, and well-trained military remote viewers ever. He's reaching the fuck it point of life and spilling the beans. This might fit in with your last roundup episode here. Here he is admitting the Anunnaki use human slaves on Earth and beyond. So let's see what Lynn says here. He's probably getting pretty old these days.
Can't hear it.
Oh no, what's going on?
Refresh page.
Refresh page. All right, let's see. Got it now? No?
Nope.
Let me stop sharing. Let's see here. Share screen, and I'll click on and off the audio tab, also the audio tab, and see if that makes a difference like it did before. Just
jiggle the cord.
Turning it on and off. What?
Jiggle the cord.
Did you get the impression that there were humans inside of these bases, or something?
There were humans being used, yeah, but they were alien, yeah.
Now, when you said that like humans are being used by these aliens, in what way? Like to do their projects, to build these craft? Like what's going on there?
Well, yeah, just personnel, maintenance personnel, things like that. They say the Anunnaki and all that, when they left the Earth, they were here and they had human slaves doing the, digging for gold and all this other stuff. Well, they took slaves with them. And so they've had humans all along. Well, when they come back here, of course, they're going to bring their worker bees with them. And many of those are human.
That's really interesting. Gigi brings up a really good question. Lynn, you said aliens. Where do you sense they were?
Is this guy being interviewed by a fucking computer?
They sense like that they were from here and they had always been here, or I guess you just kind of already answered that, where they go away and then they come back. But did you get a sense that they were not from Earth or from Earth?
Oh, not from Earth. But the thing is, everybody oversimplifies it. They say us and them. It's actually us and them and them and them and them and them and them and them, from all over the place. There are multiple forms and types of ETs, and even of one type, there are multiple planetary systems they come from, star systems they come from. I mean, they have spread across the universe and still spreading. So, you say the Greys from one area, and they have one agenda for being here. The Greys from another star system will have another agenda for being here. And so you can't say us and them and what do they want and all that. You have to, it's like going into Walmart, pointing to any one customer and saying, what do they want? You can't. So it's not a simplistic type thing. It's very, very complex. And there are those who are hostile to us. There are those who are favorable to us.
There you go. Interesting.
Who's that guy?
Lynn Buchanan, one of the remote viewers.
Lynn Buchanan. Well, here's some more remote viewing stuff from OM Approach, I guess.
Open-minded approach, yeah.
Open-minded approach. A few things caught my eye in the declassified CIA remote viewing sessions from the 1980s, which attempted to locate the Ark of the Covenant. You can see from the document that the remote viewer was only given a target number, yet he begins describing the Ark of the Covenant in detail. The descriptions are quite interesting and support my theory that the Ark is part of the Egyptian religion and that the Jewish religion is a continuation of the ancient primordial tradition. Does that make sense with like those Egypt books, like the Egypt and the Hebrew, the Egypt and the Jews books were all part of Thomas Massey? Was it Thomas Massey?
Gerald Massey.
Yeah. Thomas Massey's a congressman, I think. Yeah, does that fit with what he was saying?
Say it again.
He was talking about the Jewish religion being a continuation of the Egyptian religion.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe Moses escaped the cataclysm from Egypt and not the slavery. Write a new Bible. Remote viewing was part of the U.S. government's classified Stargate program run by the CIA, the DIA, and the U.S. Army. Stargate was a successor to the MK Ultra program, which focused on LSD, hypnosis, mind control, sensory deprivation, trauma experiments, attempts to break or control the mind, ESP, telepathy, and remote influence. They created the program because it worked in the MK Ultra project. The CIA even searched for the Ark of the Covenant using elite remote viewers. To the public, they officially said that these kind of programs were discontinued, but in reality, they went dark because of the connection between consciousness and the UAP UFO phenomena. But is this not a thread? That's it.
Is there something playing, or is it just a GIF?
Oh, there we go. The remote viewer describes the target as a coffin made of wood, gold, and silver, decorated with a seraph rather than a cherub. He draws the seraph, and it resembles a bird with wings, much like Horus. So why is this important? We know that Horus is closely associated with the eye symbolism, and similarly, the seraphim angels are also connected to the symbolism of the eye. The seraphim angels are often described as having 6 wings and multiple eyes, and we know that the Ark of the Covenant has 4 golden wings. So let's say there are 4 seraphim as drawn in the image by the remote viewer, 1 on each side, each holding a golden Shen ring. There would be 6 wings and 4 golden rings. Or there could be 2 seraphim holding 4 golden rings. Horus could also be represented with an eye holding the rings. The Shen rings were used as symbols of divine protection, and we know that the purpose of the Ark of the Covenant was to hold the 10 Commandments and to protect the people. Do we know that?
I don't know.
I'm not convinced we know that. Inside the Ark of the Covenant was also Aaron's rod. In Exodus 7, 10, and 11, Aaron cast down his rod and it became a serpent. Thoth was the ancient Egyptian god associated with the serpent staff. And it's interesting because in the next post in this thread, we will see Thoth depicted with the Ark of the Covenant. There. This is the Ark right here. Here's Thoth worshiping what appears to be a coffin made of gold and wood adorned with the eye of Horus. This depiction is from the Temple of Dendera in Egypt, the same one that has the entering the moon stuff on the ceiling. If we compare one of the earliest depictions of the Ark of the Covenant found deep beneath the tombs of Rome with the Egyptian version, we'll see a very similar design featuring diamond-shaped patterns, circles, dots, and similar colors. Another connection with to ancient Egypt is that the remote viewer described a wall with 8 mummies near the Ark. The location of the Ark appears to be somewhere in the Middle East or on the Arabian Peninsula, as he describes it being deep underground and guarded. He also mentioned a white mosque nearby, Arabic being spoken, and people wearing white robes similar to those worn by sheiks. Why would there be mummies there? Because all religions are connected. There's his little drawing there. There's the mummies doing the YMCA. The Ark of the Covenant was constructed by Moses, and historically its construction aligns closely with the reign of Pharaoh Akhenaten and his wife Nefertiti. This era is known for the worship of Ten, the creator of everything. The mainstream consensus views this as the first monotheistic religion, predating both Zoroastrianism and Judaism. But before Ten, the creator of everything and the father of all the gods was Tatanan. And obviously they are connected. What is interesting is that the word Ak, which refers to the luminous, transfigured, or enlightened spirit, can also be found in the Jewish religion. Tanakh is the name of the Hebrew Bible in Judaism, Tanan plus Ak. The name of Enoch is Chanakh in Hebrew, and the Arabic translation is Aknuk. So the Ark of the Covenant either predates Moses, or Moses possessed the knowledge of how to create one, summon higher spirits, or make a dwelling place for the higher power in the material world. According to the remote viewer, this relic is somewhere underground in the Middle East. You can read more. Blah, 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 blah. That's yeah.
Huh. That's good. Well, you know what that brought to me too? I was looking for in one of my esoteric folders and stuff that I never talked about, but it's almost like this culminated in with this guy, Michael Aquino, officer of the U.S. Army and high priest of the Temple of Set. So this is how like all that ancient stuff and the remote viewing and everything and this like lesser black magic made it all the way to the U.S. Army. Kind of makes you wonder, right? Invoking the Beyond by Paul and Philip Collins. Oh, I think we had those guys on. We had those guys on the show a long time ago.
Did we?
Invoking the Beyond. Yeah. It was a really big book, interesting book. So it just says here, this is like some stuff from the book. Michael Aquino, a U.S. Army PSYOP officer and Satanist, fused his occult practice of lesser black magic, so manipulation, behavioral prediction, with military strategy, proposing to the U.S. military a doctrine called mind war. Continuous psyops, targeting enemies / domestic populations alike. So I don't think I'll just get through. I don't think I'll read through all this stuff. It's just interesting that you were bringing up all that stuff about remote viewing and, you know, consciousness studies and how the CIA was afraid to tell everybody about that. And then meanwhile, this guy's working, you know, in the army as a Satanist, the Temple of Set. And he was involved with, remember we had Dave Bryan on with the astral warfare with Anton LaVey and all that. Like I think he was connected with that. A non-lethal strategy to influence enemy thoughts and behaviors through biophysical means, such as atmospheric electromagnetic activity, extremely low frequency waves, and bioelectromagnetic fields that would affect human emotions and decision making on a large scale. Geez, it's almost like that's happening right now. I went to read From Psyop to Mind War, The Psychology of Victory, and I can't believe it's true. So they've got ionization of the air and ELF waves. So combine all that remote viewing stuff with what's happening in our electromagnetic atmosphere, and you have what's happening right now in the world. Yeah, here it is. Yes, definitely. Reading about Anton LaVey and how easily he moved into Hollywood circles and influential people always makes me think it functioned as a part of a large-scale intelligence operation rather than just a fringe subculture. Wow. That's a whole rabbit hole I don't want to go down right now. Holy.
Well, here's a little break. Did you see this clip going around from The Simpsons, 1994? Yeah,
I don't think so.
it's super quiet.
I can barely hear it.
You won't, I'm gonna crank this, but you won't be able to talk while I'm doing it.
Okay.
Attention, some crazy creeps on an island somewhere are secretly running the world. Hey!
Sorry, old chap, but you're proving quite the killer in our buttermilk.
Huh?
We're shutting you down.
Not a chance. No one can silence me but me.
That arranged can be.
Attention, some crazy creeps on an island somewhere are...
So anyway,
That's pretty funny. That's awesome. Mr. X too, right? I mean, it's so funny.
his website was Mr. X, which is the website I'm playing this off of. And he typed it on there, and then he got killed by his own lookalike.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty wild. All right. Well, if you don't have any objection, let's see. You want to start switching into some cataclysms type stuff? Cataclysm, catastrophic disclosure?
Sure.
Or do you want to start with some moon stuff on Joe Rogan?
Whatever you want. Mine stuff is for the second half, so you keep going with whatever you got.
All right, let's do this is the dark journalist who I thought we were going to have on at some point.
Yeah, he said he would, but then a lot of these people, they say they are, and then it's hard to wrangle them. Oh, you're not sharing it, or something's going on.
I'm not sharing it.
Mr. X doesn't want you to share this.
Mr. X. I'm gonna piss quick while I'm playing this clip.
All right.
I didn't have time. I'm scrambling.
Oh, you gotta press play.
I know. I'm gonna press play.
Oh, okay.
And it's fascinating too because Edgar Casey is that amazing figure
that you talked about.
Yes, and we've done many episodes on Edgar Casey, who was really a humble, photographer. He grew up in a farmhouse, and he was a Sunday school teacher. But he had this amazing ability to go into trance and had this retrocognitive ability to go and see the ancient past as well as the future. So he's referred to as the sleeping prophet because of these trances that he would go into. And it all happened actually because he lost his voice originally. And nobody could do it. He was an insurance salesman at the age of 19. He loses his voice, and what happens is nobody can do anything about it, and he has to quit his job and everything. And a hypnotist suggests, I can give you, a suggestion, an auto-suggestion to bring your voice back. And he tries to hypnotize him, it doesn't work. And then Casey turns around and says, wait a minute, I think I can do this myself. I'll do the auto-suggestion myself. So he gives himself the suggestion, and he goes into this deep trance, and he comes out with a deep voice talking to this guy saying, the problem is that he has a subluxation in his neck. It's causing his vocal cords to freeze up. And what he needs to do is see an osteopath. And after that, word spreads around that this guy has this amazing ability to go into trance. But Casey's unusual because he had such a demonstrated record over 40 years of doing this. And his accuracy in terms of his predictions has that incredible background. So he's not what you would say is a normal kind of psychic in this. He's somebody who really had the ability as a life's calling. And he struggled with it too, because as a Sunday school teacher, it was frowned upon, especially in the 1920s.
Very much.
But in terms of his Atlantis work, this is what happened. At a certain point, when people were asking him to go back and look at the ancient past, he went back beyond recorded history. And he looked at two groups. The one he called the Sons of Emilius, and the other one was the Belial group. And Emilius were very advanced technologically. They're the ones who are the legacy culture. That's where we get these amazing structures in Peru, these amazing structures at Stonehenge, the amazing structures in Egypt. And by going into this, he was saying, you know, we're coming back around to a point of advancing technology. The culture is awakening from a kind of amnesia, and it is recapturing its ancient past. And part of that recapturing of the past had to do with the Sphinx, because in Casey's work, as we'll discover tonight, what they're finding there between the Khafre pyramid and the Sphinx with that space radar is exactly what he predicted in 1932, which is a gigantic, massive hall of records there beneath that Giza complex. And we'll get into what the records contain as we go along.
The Hall of Records. The Library of Alexandria?
No.
No, you don't think that could be it down there? No.
No. I don't
What
think
do you
so.
think it is? Just an empty hall?
No, I mean, it's probably more ancient stuff and hidden that weren't even in that Library of Alexandria.
Oh, you think the Alexandria stuff was too new?
Yeah.
All right, let's jump over to some moon stuff. Which the main part about this is just interesting that it's starting to get into the mainstream lexicon all of a sudden. It seems like, I don't know if it's just coming to me because, you know, it's this weird chicken and egg thing, but it's like the further we get into it, the more it's everywhere.
And there's the moon.
And then the moon's weird too.
The moon's really weird.
The moon's super weird.
The size of the moon directly corresponding, like when it's in orbit with the sun, completely blocks out the sun perfectly.
It's 1/400th the size of the sun, and it's 400 times closer to the Earth than the sun. You never see the dark side, which is very weird. It's actually, I believe it's closer to the Earth than what you would normally expect for a moon.
And it's huge.
It's huge. You have cultures actually talking about a pre-moon period and it's stabilizing the climate. You have the, you know, Zulu cultures talking about this. And then here's the weirdest stuff about the moon. Apollo 11, I believe, when the booster took off on the moon, they were like, oh, we think it might be hollow, and it's, you know, it seems like actually the outer layer of the moon is less dense, or sorry, is more dense than lower layers, which pattern matches only to an excavation site. That's obviously, you know, on Earth, the lower you go, it's more dense, right? And so Apollo 12, they intentionally crashed the booster of the lunar vehicle onto the moon. They put seismometers there, and they said that it rang like a bell. This is all fact. You could look all this stuff. It's super weird.
It is really weird. You know, I know you did an episode about that with Randall Carlson.
Love Randall Carlson.
Yeah, he's got some wild fucking theories too. But the idea that the moon was somehow another place there to stabilize our atmosphere is so crazy.
It is crazy. And then you obviously have to sort of think in probabilities all the way down. Lowest probability, craziest thing is Ingo Swann, who is another remote viewer in the Stargate program. He wrote a book called Penetration, where he's basically like abducted by this guy in a suit, like this kind of Men in Black style guy named Axelrod. And he is told to remote view the moon. And he remote views an alien base on the moon. And he says that and he gets it. The whole thing goes crazy. I mean, the book is insane. It's like
I wonder if that's what Jay got a story. Check this out. So I was just pulling up the Google Trend data. And it looks like pole shift is down at low compared to, like, there's a big jump here in 2022, December 22, a big jump here in 2018. But the biggest jump, of course, is right here in 2010, and again in December 2012, which would make sense.
Well, why would 2010 make sense?
Well, I thought that was going to be 2012, but I think that's when the 2012 stuff started. But it looks like it was really ramping up around here, and then You know, it's not really
Oh,
there.
I don't trust this. This doesn't seem to be right. What?
Let's try Cataclysm.
I can't believe that.
Cataclysm worldwide over time again. Here, this is
What?
This is going to be 2010. So 2010, end of 2010, people worried about the Cataclysm. Up jump 2024, but it's, you know, it's low again. What could we search as like a what would be a good word?
Magnetic pole shift?
No, I mean a good like to test the system. How can we test the reliability of what we're doing?
Yeah.
Let's check Grimerica. Should be nothing before 2013. Oh, look at this. Still almost nothing. Huh. We're really popping that. What's this? This is 2008.
That was your Twitter, maybe? No?
Oh, yeah, maybe. No, I don't think I joined Twitter till 2011. Interesting. Well, I was thinking like a word we could search to see if it's the system is working.
Crypto?
Chat GPT. Crypto? Let's do Chat GPT. This from 2004 to now, so that seems to jive, right? Just started in December 2022.
Yep.
So no Cataclysm, no uptick, no what else? What else can I search?
I guess the problem is that was when Google, like, I don't know, it just doesn't.
Yeah, nowadays you'd have to be able to search like the Twitter trends and all of that. This is just people are searching in Google.
Google, yeah.
Let's put Alberta independence. It only goes back to 2024 though. Or sorry, 2004. And I don't know how to spell.
Funny, I was wondering about I always spell independence wrong.
Oh, look at that. Holy crap.
What was that little blip there? Yeah.
That little blip is a year before COVID. So right when the UCP formed. And then right now it's off the charts as of December 2025. I mean, that's pretty interesting to look at it that way. Anyway, so there doesn't seem to maybe Great Flood.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Doesn't seem like Great Flood is trending up. Great Flood is trending up. November 30th to December. So it's down in December, but November was high. But compared to where it's been historically, that's really up Great Flood. Then the other one would be ECDO.
Oh, I know what to do. Yeah.
Whoa.
No, that's so that's too, because that's going to mean a bunch of different things, right?
Yeah.
So type in Younger Dryas.
Younger Dryas.
Oh, that's about right.
That probably makes sense, right?
Yeah. Was that 2014 when he was first on Rogan?
That's back here.
Oh.
What about Randall Carlson? There you go.
Yeah.
April. He was on Rogan, I think, March of 2014.
And then what's the big spike there? What year is that?
This one?
Oh,
or this
that one, yeah, right there.
That's probably when that Netflix thing comes out.
Yeah, because he was on. That was that was where the spike on Younger Dryas was too. There.
Yeah, America Before. Interesting stuff.
So did you know that when you brought up this moon stuff, that the moon flyby was actually supposed to be happening today, like the last couple days, and today and tomorrow?
What moon flyby?
The Artemis 2, the crewed. Yeah, the crewed lunar flyby mission. What?
I heard it got canceled.
Yeah. It tests deep space systems like life support, navigation, and radiation protection and prep for future landings. So there was a hydrogen fuel leak during a wet dress rehearsal, and it had to get canceled to push back to maybe March 2026. with specific windows like March 6th to 9th and March 11th.
Why not March 10th? I can't fly a rocket on my birthday. That's why. It's an international holiday. All right, I got another one here. Another one from Open Minded Approach. So let me see if I can zoom in on this a touch. So why does Trump want Greenland? The Inuit people who live in northern Canada and Greenland have started to notice the changes associated with the Great Year. They have observed that the position of the sun has shifted and no longer corresponds to the patterns their ancestors used for hunting. Additionally, due to the geomagnetic excursion, the planet is tilting more rapidly, and all of this leads to the geophysical event. This is, maybe I should have searched geophysical event.
Yeah.
This is part of a documentary, likely from the 90s or 2000s, and this segment was uploaded to YouTube about 10 years ago. Do we want to watch this?
Sure. Start it off at least.
I see subtitles, and I'm worried it's going to be hard to. We're not doing that.
No, it's not gonna.
This shocking leaked anyway, is going to be an Inuit dude talking about the sun patterns changing. This shocking leaked Pentagon report from 2003 reveals the real reason why Trump wants to take Canada and Greenland. And of course, I was right. It's because of the expected geophysical event. This internal scientific report will blow your mind. This report was created for internal purposes in 2003, but somehow leaked to the media in 2004. It was immediately downplayed by the Pentagon, but today in 2025, everything is happening just as the report predicted. So there's a little exit from the report. In this scenario, we can expect alliances of convenience. The United States and Canada may become one, simplifying border controls, or Canada might keep its hydropower, causing energy problems in the U.S. North and South Korea may align to create one technically savvy and nuclear-armed entity. Europe may act as a unified bloc, curbing immigration problems between European nations and allowing for protection against aggressors. Russia, with its abundant minerals, oil, and gas, may join Europe. In this world of warring states, nuclear arms proliferation is inevitable as cooling arrives. Wonder what that word is. Drives up demand. Existing hydrocarbon supplies are stretched thin. With scarcity of energy supply and growing need for access, nuclear energy will become a critical source of power. This report compares the current climate change with the two past events that caused abrupt climate shifts, the collapse of ocean currents, and a mass extinction event. The sole purpose of the report is to predict the social challenges, outline how to best prepare for the event, and suggest how the USA can anticipate and manage the worst case scenario. In the event, even in the chaos and wars in Europe were predicted almost too perfectly. The report stated that either Russia would join the EU or it would be attacked for its resources. What we see today is Russia attacking Ukraine for its resources.
Wow.
So despite the obvious reasons stated by mainstream propaganda about why Trump suddenly wants Canada and Greenland, reasons that primarily connect to shipping routes and resources, the geophysical event might be the hidden real motive. The North and South Poles might become more life-friendly and less affected by the event. In fact, the first question that the billionaire doomsday preppers asked Douglas Rushkoff was, Alaska or New Zealand, which place is safer for the upcoming event? Alaska is in the Arctic Circle, while New Zealand is in the southern hemisphere, close to Antarctica. You can read the entire article in The Guardian. The title is The Super Rich Preppers. So here's this little article from The Guardian back in whenever. Who will get quantum? Eventually, they edged in a topic concern New Zealand or Alaska, which region will be less affected by the coming climate crisis, is what they called it. It looks like this administration will go all in on the Arctic Circle and will attempt to gain full control over Greenland and Canada. There are already underground bases and tunnels buried beneath the ice in Greenland, established in 1959 by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Camp Century was a network of tunnels within the Greenland ice sheet, officially presented as a scientific research facility. It was part of the secretive Project Iceworm, which aimed to test the feasibility of deploying nuclear missiles between the ice. The base was decommissioned in 1967, but that is supposedly, but that is the official explanation. I'm telling you, they have been preparing for this event since the 40s, following the scientific findings of the 46th and 72nd Reconnaissance Squadron.
I'm glad you brought up the Iceworm, the Project Iceworm. I've been meaning to look at that.
And this is nothing new. The Arctic Circle has been the base of an advanced civilization living underground since ancient Greek times. They called this civilization the Hyperboreans, which means beyond the north wind. The northern wind is mentioned by the Inuit in the first video of this thread. When the USA bought Alaska, everything was revealed on the official treasury check. The gods of the Hyperboreans, Apollo and Hecate, the Caduceus, and the Griffin, the mythical creature associated with the Hyperboreans, were all depicted. Ask yourself, why were these symbols on the official check for the purchase of Alaska?
Oh,
I have a few posts also related to Alaska, the forbidden military zones that are as large as an American state, the alleged black underground pyramid, and everything that connects the ancient civilizations from the previous great year to us. There are ancient breakaway civilizations as well, but of course, writing about this will label me as crazy schizophrenic, and my content will be flagged as negative by the algorithm crafted by Elon Musk. There's the check. But while people call me crazy, the elite are preparing for the geophysical event and keeping you blind to it. They know about the event. In fact, Musk himself has talked about the pole shift and ice ages. They mentioned 10,000-year events, but you can divide the great year into 5 parts. The Mesoamerican 5, 13 Baktuns, the 4 Yugas, or the Greek ages, and as understood by the Hindus and later by the Greeks and Romans. Traditionally, in ancient knowledge, the great year was symbolically wrapped as 24,000 years. In today's measurements, this is closer to 25,772. I thought it was 25,9.
592. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Randall's number. Yeah.
That's why everyone needs to watch this video at least once. We already saw this video, though. That's that old dude again.
Yeah.
Talking about the geophysical event. The Australian bloke.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That's all I got on that thread. So we could probably head to second half of show, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'll check out. If you guys want to sign up, you can sign up grammaricaloutloud.ca. If you're listening there, Patreon, if you're listening there, Spotify, if you're listening, you can sign up in all those places and get access to the full roundups and the other full outlawed shows. Yeah, the difference between 360 days a year. Now, that's a good comment. Anyway, grammaricaloutloud.ca. Check out grammarica.ca for their podcast. Contact at thecabin.com for trips and events. And adultbrain.ca for audiobooks. grammaricaoutlawed.ca to get the second half of this. Or sign up wherever you're listening. I think that is an old sock, actually, on his mic by the looks of it. Is that Joe Roop, LTV Radio?
LTV. Yeah, yeah. Light in the void. That's my